All right, so these two players are very good friends. They go way back. I talked earlier in the night about how Mentalist was top 5 in the biggest Arabia tournament in 2015 or 2016. He doesn't really play tournaments anymore. As far as I know, mid-30s, working a full-time job. But he still hangs around the scene. And so as he says, have fun. And Gabby responds, bad luck, with BL. Mentalist says, you too. And Gabby then drops a heart. And then Gabby now says 11. And then Mentalist says, good map here, even though the game just started. And now Gabby says here as well. They're friends. And so I like this. And it's fun to see players like kind of, clearly have a fun, jovial relationship instead of, aggressive, I want to steal your boar all the time, right? So they also are probably not expecting anyone to see this. But this is funny. Gabby's like, my map is better. Mentalist says, I don't think that's possible. And Gabby's like, okay, show me where your map is. Signal. That's what X means. Like, signal. Tell me where you are. And Mentalist signals his TC. And Gabby calls him a liar. Nope. Nope. That is exactly where his TC is. Mentalist doesn't give a crap. It's actually pretty smart mind games, too, because Gabby's not going to scout there. We'll see where Gabby ends up scouting. She does actually have a decent map. I would definitely say that Mentalist has the better map, though. These 3 wood lines are so easily walled. And then the gold's on the back. And Saracens really want to use the market and use the gold. So, yeah. Now, I don't know what you guys are doing with the chickens, but I can tell you what high-level players are doing with the chickens, specifically in situations where you have the elephants. And the reason that's important is because the elephants give you 60 extra food compared to a boar. So that's an extra 120 food total if you get elephants instead of boars. So a lot of players are just walking out. Oh, God, Gabby, I was literally just going to talk about it. They're just walking out with 3 or 4 vills, and they'll eat 2 full chickens. And the idea is you're getting a decent amount of food. Oh, she's going to build a mill here. Never mind. But you get enough food, and then you don't build a mill. You walk back, you drop off the food, and then you just mill the berries anyways. So that's what I've seen some players do. This kind of feels like Gabby's just going to mill it. And by the way, this is Gabby's alt account, so just put Gabby here in case there's any confusion there. And yeah, they're both going to mill their chickens. Okay. The scout comes into town for Mentalist. Wait, where did Gabby go? Gabby went over here, bro. Gabby scouted over here. That's so funny. And Gabby saw the scout from Mentalist and says hi. And now finds that Mentalist wasn't lying before. And finds the TC must be here. And now Mentalist says, hey, C. And Gabby says, ah. As if I needed to tell you that, but what else am I supposed to do? Oh my God, Mentalist is stealing 4 buffaloes from her. Mentalist, I thought you guys were friends. What is that? He's going to give them back. He's going to give them back. She says no, she laughs. And then she says, I hate you. I mean, I would actually be kind of annoyed here. I think this is kind of BM. I thought we were pals. Now we're stealing all my cows? Or buffaloes? All right, well, Gabby was not expecting that. She's going to add an extra vill. She's now out of food underneath the TC. And those buffaloes are now spread out. So, Mentalist, a little sneaky. Because, like, Gabby's normally really aggressive and can be kind of scrappy and lamey. And she's also been fairly outspoken. She's like, well, when I play her, she'll be nice and she won't steal my crap. And I won't steal hers, and we're relatively chill in the Dark Age. She plays against certain other players who shall not be named. Oh, death everywhere, right? So Gabby, laughing now. And not really sure why, but she has the slower start here. But adapted nicely. Mentalist says, are you on Cow Patrol? I saw that on the chat preview, and I was wondering what on earth that meant. Because before you spectate a game, there's a way to see all the chat in the game. And now I understand. The cows are going this way, and then there's one down here in the corner. So it's good scouting. And Mentalist says, no cows coming home here. Okay. T90, aren't you friends with MBL? I'm pretty sure he would steal your cows every chance he got. MBL does play pretty sweaty versus me, because if I were to beat him, he's scared that I would upload it to YouTube and brag. And by the way, I definitely would, because I've yet to beat him in my entire career, and I've been very close many times, but I just can't finish him off. But, no, he doesn't lame me. He doesn't lame me. But it's like he plays against someone else, my Elo, and he's super relaxed, super chill. Life is good. Life is free. He's versus me. He's like, no, I cannot lose. Mentalist says, I left them right near you. I'm a good guy. And now she's looking for them. Oh my god. Gabby is losing the mind games hard. Super hard. And Gabby says, no, you are bad. Okay, well, she found one. She found one. Okay. But maybe one was the strategy, because now if you see one, you assume there's going to be others. So now the scout stays here. And guys, you know what the scout is not looking for? The scout is not looking for the strategy. Mentalist is going scouts. Gabby is assuming with a back gold that Mentalist will be going for archers. So she is now going for skirmishers, which is just not the right call against the opening from Mentalist. Mentalist mind games. He is a true mentalist. Didn't think about it that way. He's a true mentalist. Now, he's never really been a super chatty, mind gamey type of guy in normal games, but name checks out. My stream just, like, blipped there. Did you guys... Was that capture rage? What was that? I don't know. Hopefully everything's good. And here come the scouts and Gabby quick walls. And she's got a damage control. Was that my... If you could get a clip of that, that would be good for me. Thank you. What was weird was I didn't see it on this screen, and on my stream setup, I saw it, but I have 0 dropped frames. So now Gabby under a lot of pressure, and Skirms doesn't feel natural, and she's kind of pushed off the gold. Very smooth situation for the Mentalist here. And now, oh goodness, now the scouts are through. Oh boy. Well, that's actually a decent engagement for Gabby. Losing the villager now is not great, but she was able to kill a scout. And Mentalist is just, again, just making life so awkward for her. But I don't think Mentalist will kill that vill. Oh, no, Mentalist does kill that vill. Okay. Mentalist backs away. Did add the archer range. Will go archers now. Can wall up pretty nicely with that amazing map that he bragged about earlier. And I'm just kind of seeing Gabby looking a little rattled right now. If I play late night AoE, I'm kind of all over the place and getting housed a bit and all that. And she's clearly having fun. And looks a little scattered at the moment with how things have played out. Why'd you name the clip of the issue T90 stream collapses into chaos? That's so dramatic, Axel. But if someone can maybe get that clip into my Discord... Actually, no, don't. I can just look at my clips tomorrow and I can find it. Thank you. I want to know what happened there. That was super weird. These are some big walls against Saracens. I think full walling against Saracens is kind of a mistake. Because Saracens can just break your walls down with their archer bonus. I don't think Gabby is expecting this. It's just been this non-stop follow-up of another army. Mentalist pulls the scouts back, and he is just immediately on top of this army here, and he will clear up everything. So good from Mentalist. And it all started with the cows. Now, I feel for Gabby, because if I'm friends with somebody, I'm not stealing their cows. But I think for Mentalist, he knows her so well, it's all part of the jokes. I still have very fond memories of stealing both of Dave's boars with one Eagle Warrior. Oh my goodness. Is that a satisfying thought? So maybe that's the same for Mentalist. That's going to be another villager sniped. And, well, we'll see. Mentalist needs to be careful he doesn't overinvest in some ways. But, I mean, he's got such a good position. Even just getting the villager kills and losing the army would probably be worth it here. There's 2 weak ones there. Pathing's rough. They're bumping. 1, 2. Yeah, and he'll take that. He'll be very happy with that. And he can just still make archers from here. It's kind of a reset. They both have low army numbers, but one person's up by 5 villagers now. And yeah, with Saracens, you need the food. You just buy it at this point. He has good food eco as well with the berries and the farms. Not bad, man. I actually casted a game with Mentalist in the past. Back when I started casting. He's a good guy. He's got a very, like, chill personality. Very chill, dry personality, I would say. So, I don't know. Very Canadian, shall we? I'm just kidding. I think we might have a few Canadians watching right now. I'm not sure. I know on YouTube, those numbers are starting to rise a little bit, so. Yeah, you get all these walls down, so a couple armies don't sneak in. And then the army just breaks through the front door anyways because they're Saracen crossbows. It might not end up being the most competitive finish to this game. Hitman Frank is from Canada? Nice. Hey, Frank, if being a hitman is actually your job, I would suggest a name change. Just FYI. Just a little bit of career advice for you. You can do what you want. I probably shouldn't tell you what to do, actually. That could be dangerous, but... I guess you're only dangerous if you're paid a proper salary to be dangerous, right? So, I shouldn't worry too much. You're reasonable. So, correct call here from Gabby. We'll go for skirms. Expecting the double range archers from Mentalist. I would love to see Mentalist go for a siege workshop as well, but he might just choose to just boom. Mentalist is more of a boomer. So he might drop the second TC. I would really like a TC out here. It protects another wood line, and it's on the front, which is kind of where all the action's going to be happening. And archers moving forward. This is quite the archer count. But Gabby's got a minute to maybe hold. Technically, it's 90 seconds, right? Because you need the elite skirm upgrade, too. That feels like a lifetime here. What's up, Ram? Thanks for the 17 months. Oh, and Artemis, I got the bits, man. He says, thanks for the shout-out. Love your content. So does my wife. I'm raising an AoE family. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I love to hear that. Some kids are playing Roblox, and others are grinding the AoE2 ladder. Some dads are saying, son, did you do your chores today? Some dads are saying, son, did you hit 1200 elo yet? No, dad, I didn't. I decided to play team games. You're grounded. That's how I envision that going. Hopefully you're not quite as aggressive. Jesse, thank you. Yeah, very wholesome. Thank you, Jesse, for the new sub. Welcome. Elite Skirm's on the way. Bod Canero's on the way. See if Gabby can hold here. Hindustanis can go Camel Skirm. It's really good combo. Saracen Knights aren't so good long-term, but it can be good for now just to be helpful against the skirms. But cheap vills for the Hindustanis. We saw a game earlier where a player lost 6 vills in Feudal and came back and won in late game. And it's looking pretty good for Gabby so far. But Ballistics is in for Mentalist, so she's got to dance a little bit more. A Mentalist comes from the era where people didn't dodge Ballistics too much. So you can kind of tell. But he does focus down the camel. Gabby's hoping to take the crossbows, and that maybe a future camel can take out the knights, but it's a lot of skirms going down. One of those knights is pretty weak, though. And if there's a camel on the way for her, she might actually be okay here. Unfortunately, no ballistics for her. So maybe Mentalist can just sit here. And he's going to use this time. Drops TC number 2 on the outside on the gold. Knights dive for some villager kills. That's villager kill number 6. Villager kill number 7. And Mentalist just kind of extended his lead even more. And might even be villager kill number 8, but the knight froze. So, no. 2 TCs for Gabby, though. Cheap bills. And decent army. Skirms and camels. And ballistics on the way. Not horrible. Mentalist loses that. KD's pretty even here. Mentalist. See how he manages this now. And I like crossbow siege. Crossbow siege. I like that a lot more than knights because knights you can't really make too many of right now with 3 town centers. So if you're committing to this many town centers, you're not getting upgrades on knights. You're not making many knights. It's just not going to be that doable. Something's going to have to break there, right? And you obviously don't want it to be your Vil count. What happened to Fatslob T90? So I haven't checked his profile in about a month or two, but I'm always trying to see if he's still playing. Last I checked, he has not played a game this entire year, so I don't have any more details than that. According to his profile, he's like 75 years old. So I guess that would kind of make sense after a while, but I'm still holding up hope that he's going to come back. The Fatslov from Sweden username in chat is not Fatslov. That's a Fatslov fan. So Skirms trying to dance here. She doesn't have that armor upgrade, so crossbows do 7 damage. The Skirms receive 5. Or, sorry, that is not what I meant to say. Skirms have 5 pierce armor against the 7 attack. So the Skirms are receiving 2 damage a hit. You get the other armor upgrade, you're just going to receive 1. But I would say Gabby needs to add some siege herself here. And Mentalist super heavy on stone. Really smart in an archer war when the opponent might add siege too, so you can eventually win a fight and place a forward castle, or defend and place a defensive castle. T90, I remember when you were casting him and he was here, he said his profile isn't really true. Yeah, I mean, it's pinned on the original Fatslov video. The way he says it, though, implies he's still pretty old. He said it wasn't exactly true. So I'm not really sure. And I'm not going to, like... I felt a little uncomfortable being like, bro, how old are you? So if he wanted to give me that information, that's kind of up to him. He didn't really fight the old allegations. I'm not sure exactly what Gabby was going for there. I think she just got caught out of position. She gets herself out of there pretty nicely. I mean, she got some kills out of it at least. But again, I just think she doesn't really have the flow of the game right now compared to Mentalist. Mentalist, more crossbows, more siege, and this is a nice hill. This could be where a castle could go. Because you don't really want to advance into an enemy siege workshop. You could also place defensive castle. Mentalist is playing really smooth right now. Obviously, Feudal Age set him up so perfectly, but his Feudal Age has never been his specialty. It's really been Castle Age and Imp. The Skirms come out for Gabby. And Siege now for Gabby. And let's see how much faith Mentalist has in his micro abilities right now. Gabby is definitely the more aggressive player between the two in your typical game, and Gabby defends. Mentalist had the repair villager there as well. Yep, so this is where you say, well, okay, maybe we place a defensive castle. But this is where Gabby can maybe stick around for a while, right? 3 TCs are pumping. I think she just got destroyed there by a mango shot. Sorry, guys. And then Mentalist splits. Mentalist snipes the repair vill. And they trade 1 for 1, and there's not many skirms remaining. But it's enough skirms to still scare Mentalist off right now. Okay, castle's gonna be... What's between a offensive castle and a defensive castle? A mid castle? It's not necessarily passive. I mean, it controls resources. A neutral castle. Yeah, it's neutral. And neutral is fine when you're ahead. Gives you that map control. If it was aggressive, Gabby would have seen it a lot earlier, but Mentalist splitting and dancing and says, Mangonels don't counter me. Well, they kind of do. But gets the castle up. That's the key here. Cannot stress to you how important that final armor upgrade on the skirms would have been for Gabby. There's been a lot of fights where that armor means her skirms survive a lot longer. Mentalist, go Mamelukes, bro. He really should never do it. He should just continue to make crossbows and siege and think about imp, but make some Mamelukes. That would be glorious. He's getting relics right now, so that's where a lot of his focus is. He built outposts around the side of the map. He's actually house walling this, so the opponent can't come through this direction. So there's a lot of other things he's doing. Obviously managing the eco, which we never really look at. We just look at the units. Because we take the eco for granted, right? We assume they're going to get that right. I haven't had market events on. He's been using that a lot. Sorry, I really should have had that on. But we were doing community games earlier. He had a lot more stone, and he sold some of it. And Gabby going for a little bit of a counterattack here. Okay, this is good, because Mentalist will maybe get a little distracted. Maybe misfire on the front or something. The Mentalist is going to make 2 camels to send over there. Really curious what his army is going to be. It looks like it's still going to be crossbows. Because he just queued up a couple more. But you see how he actually shifts his entire focus back because of 5 units? That's why a counterattack can be really nice. Cav Archer's a really good unit to force a reaction. Love being able to watch T90 during lunch. Hope you do this more often. I'm not sure if I can promise it, but I've been enjoying it as well, honestly. I was worried that it would maybe be a little too relaxed for you guys and people wouldn't think it's the same. Because it is late for me. But it's been good. As I said, the reason I'm doing it is my lady's out of town and I am out of shows to watch. And I don't know, I just really wanted to, so. Normally my evenings, we're spending time together just relaxing and unwinding from the day. But she's still, she's got some heavy work coming up as she finishes her PhD. So there might be a lot of times that she's working late and I might work late as well. So maybe we can do more. We'll see. But the feedback like that definitely makes it more exciting for me to do it. Because I'm always going to have less viewers if I do it at this time, I think. But how much of that is just because I don't do it enough at this time? It's got to be a decent amount of that. Just like anything. So Gabby wants to go... Cav Archer Skirm. I don't hate the Cav Archer play. Gives you mobility. You have great upgrades on Cav Archers with Hindustanis. But Cav Archers only work if Skirms are locking down the ranged units that the opponent's making first. Yeah, guys. I mean, according to YouTube analytics, people in this time zone, the time I'm currently streaming, they watch more than anyone. But it's just, you know, there's not a lot of streams at this time. So I think a lot of people who don't catch the streams, they're not showing. They've probably shown up to watch, and I'm just not streaming. So if it was more consistent, then people would be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to check it out and see. So, but yeah, unfortunately, life is life, and I'm really busy as is. And so I no promises. But thank you. Castle for Mentalist. About time, dude. He's got so much stone right now. He's been very patient with it. And unfortunately for Gabby, that castle goes up. And that castle means that she can't take any fights nearby, which is just brutal. And Mentalist is just chilling. He's got a TC on this extra gold. He could maybe drop a castle over here. There is a castle there. He's got 18 on stone still. Couple leftover knights, getting some raids now for Mentalist. And, I mean, she's done a great job to stabilize this game and try and hold on. But from here, Mentalist should be able to just push right through the heart. Now, Bombard Cannon's already out. What wins? A Saracen camel or a Hindustani camel? The Hindustani camel wins, to my knowledge, because Imperial camel boosts the stats enough, but I think it's pretty close. I've actually seen that. There's been a couple tournament games with Saracens versus Hindustanis, and it's more of a boomy mid game, and then everyone just opens with camels. Let the fiance know that we appreciate the rare long Friday with you. Yeah, I'll just send her a text right now and say, hey, hon, hope you're having a great time. Just letting you know that chat thinks you should leave the house more. I'm sure that'll go over real well. I mean, she loves chat. She wouldn't have an issue with that. She would be like typical chat. But, yeah, GG. GG. Well played. I mean, that was some fun banter at the beginning there, right? Mentalist and Gabby jabbing back and forth. I still am surprised that Mentalist didn't give the cows back. I thought he was going to take them as a joke, give them back. Obviously, it is war, and those cows are not a guarantee for anybody in this game. But generally speaking, I think people tend to, in certain matchups, have like a kind of a gentleman's agreement, or in this case, a gentleman and gentlewoman's agreement that you're not going to take those. So I think if Gabby thought there was a chance that those were going to be stolen, she would have had them underneath her TC. She would have treated it differently. Either way, banter for the two of them, a fun game. And there were ways for Gabby to come back. I think +2 armor on the skirms. Her micro is a bit better in Castle Age, maybe. If those fights in the middle of the map go a bit better for her, who knows how the game turns out. There was just never really a point where Mentalist was under a lot of pressure, and so he was able to do a lot there. Yeah, like I said, you might know Gabby, because she's really active in the pro scene. Mentalist still plays, even though he doesn't play tournaments anymore, and he's really, really freaking good. So, GG, well played. And, yeah, I guess if everyone watches this on YouTube later, if you're someone who's in the... Oh, God, what do I even say for the time zone? Let me just say some areas. I don't know. USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan. Any of these areas where a later stream for me, 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern type stream would be better for you. And you would, if it was happening more consistently and I kind of let people know when it was happening, if you would potentially watch, leave a comment, let me know. Because this feels like, at least for some aspects of the game, is worth YouTube. So thank you.